My project's topic covers Spotify's 950 most popular songs, and it looks at how many songs were produced each month. I chose this topic because it was one of the only semi-interesting data sets that I could find. I looked at a lot of different ones, but none of them really sparked my interest. I do love music, but I wanted something a little bit cooler than this for this project, but I couldn't really find anything. I had a few issues when I was doing this project, like I couldn't find one that sparked my interest, but aside from that, I also had a few data sets that I found that wouldn't download to my computer. And I am pretty bad with technology and with numbers, so this was a little bit overwhelming for me. I started and then got like axed quite a few other data sets and graphs that went along with them. I maybe had 3 other data sets, and I did six to eight graphs for each one of them, and I was not happy with any of them, so I just kept tossing them aside. And so that was a little frustrating, but that was my own fault. The dataset that I use looks at various aspects of Spotify's 950 most popular songs. It is titled Spotify Most Streamed Songs, and it was found on Kaggle. The dataset initially listed the song title, the artist, the release year, the release month, the release day, the amount of Spotify playlists the song is in, its ranking on the Spotify charts, the amount of streams it has, and the amount of Apple Music playlists the song is on. I did not use all of those data points for this project. I just used the release month. To create this graph, I first downloaded the dataset to Excel and then deleted all of the unnecessary columns, which for me was anything other than the release month. And then I, off to the side, made my own little 2-column table with one side for the months and one side for my numbers for how many songs were released each month. And then I used Excel's COUNTIF function to go through the release month column from the downloaded data set and pick out how many instances of each month there were. And I did that in the other little column in my own table, and that's where I put all my data points. And then I went and decided on a graph type. It took me a really long time. I wanted to do a bar graph race before I had even found a data set to use, but I couldn't really make that happen with this data set, and I settled on a tree map, but I really had wanted something cooler, but I'm pretty bad at this, so I went with a tree map. It's kind of basic, but its simplicity allowed the data to be clearly conveyed and look nice. I made the graph using Canva. I had 3 data columns in Canva, one for the months, one for the songs released, and then an explanation of the values. And then I found Canva color code website and changed all the colors to make sure that they didn't look very similar. So this is my graph. If you click on each little individual square/rectangle, it will show you exactly how many songs were released that month. So my tree map shows how many songs out of Spotify's most popular 950 songs were released each month. The data shows that January claims the highest number of popular song releases, while August has the lowest. In order from most to least, it is January, May, March, June, November, December, October, April, July, February, September, and then August. So finding a data set that I wanted to work with was pretty challenging. Also, sifting through the various data points within the data set was a bit overwhelming. Once I had a data set selected, using Excel to find the information I needed was not difficult. I think that the tree map was really handy for clearly conveying the data. And although the information shown by the data and the graph is interesting, I don't really think that there's any genuine significance that it contributes to us or society. Overall, my thoughts on this project: working with data sets and graphs is very new to me. I've never really done this before, so I was a bit overwhelmed and confused at times. The process of finding a data set, choosing an appropriate graph, and creating the graph took a lot longer than I initially expected, and it was a learning experience for sure. I definitely have some skills I need to refine.